2021 with a bang, a big bang, if you will. It's always good to be here on Sunday night, my favorite night of the week. It's the Sabbath. This is the day that the Lord has made. It's the evening that He's made. So let's rejoice and have fun in it.
Well, as I said, welcome to the Rob and Cale Show, of course. We look forward to having a good program.
Didn't know that you was going to get to go to the pulpit tonight before you came in here, but
well, if you're gonna preach there, Reverend Jackpot, we'll start saying amen. God damn it, let's go.
Amen. She did. That right there is kind of a little bit of an oxymoron, if you will, my
brother. I didn't know you were going to preach tonight. Hell. Well, we got stuff to get into this evening. Jackpot put out a video a couple of days ago about Power 5 coaches that could possibly be in turmoil. And it's almost like Jackpot's reading minds, especially after what happened with LSU this week. And we'll get into that momentarily. And we'll also talk about the College World Series with NC State. Man, what happened to NC State is not cool. The crazy thing is that people think I'm being an ACC apologist with this. If this happened to anyone, I mean, I don't give a shit who you are. What happened to them was terrible. I mean, terrible. And we'll get into that momentarily as well.
To my fault, I hadn't been paying a lot of attention to the College World Series since the team that makes its residence in June, my Gamecocks, are not part of it this year. But I did hear that NC State kind of got sent packing. But I mean, they make COVID protocols, and that stuff still exists.
There's just inconsistencies there, and we'll get into that in a moment. Even if you go with the COVID protocol, the way the NCAA handled it was kind of silly. Obviously, we'll take your calls at 803-470-2905. Let's thank our sponsors, Callaway's Bar and Grill out in West Columbia, Highway 1 diagonal from the Walmart. They are sponsoring our Callaway's Pick'em Challenge, which you can get involved with. We got about a month out. I'm going to have the link up on our website, robandcaleshow.com. I enjoy some beverage there. And
right,
$20 for the whole season, and you might win a lot of money if you play. We play every week, 5 games against the spread, 10 games the first week, 10 games the last week. And look at that. People are already calling on the phones. Let's get out to the phone lines. Good evening. Welcome to the Rob and Cale Show.
Yo, what's up?
What's up? How are you?
What's up?
Good over yourself. It don't feel like football's coming soon enough, is it?
Well, we got
no, it doesn't. But in a weird sense, it feels like the summer's kind of flying by, and things are creeping up on us in that respect. So I don't know. It's kind of, it doesn't feel like it should be July the 4th this coming Sunday, but it is.
Well, I have a question for Carolina.
Okay.
For what I'm seeing, I don't know if you keep track of all this, but I was looking at the recruiting trail, and Beamer's actually doing what he can to get these recruits because he's trying to get a 4-star receiver from Irmo. He looks like he's leading for him. He's trying to get people to come in there.
Yeah, he is. He's leading for him. I feel like he's also leading for a 4-star offensive lineman out of Pennsylvania. He's got a lot of kids to commit during his camp. He picked up a freshman All-America kid at defensive back out of the transfer portal from Kansas yesterday. And I know people are going to say, oh, it's Kansas. Blah, blah.
Tell us what comes from Kansas, Cale.
I don't even know. It's not steers.
Sunshine and
sunflowers, sunshine, and sons of bitches.
Exactly. He's going to be one of the three.
If you can pull freshman All-America status at Kansas, As terrible as the rest of that football team is, you're not bad. I mean, this guy allowed like a 35% completion rate to his side of the field last year. And then he entered the transfer portal after he found out Lance Leopold from Buffalo was going to be the head coach at Kansas. And I feel like Kansas outkicked their coverage when they hired him as a head coach. I feel like he's really good. And so to get this guy, he chose us over the Tennessee Vols, which, I mean, quite honestly, not a hard choice, in my opinion. I mean, it would have been nice if we'd have had another team there in the mix and he could have picked us too. That would have made me feel a little bit better, but still, I was glad to get him. And hey, Beamer's selling the kids on the recruiting trail. He is, I think he's a genuine guy. I think he's genuine. I think the things that he's saying to these kids are heartfelt and that he means it, unlike his predecessor, who I feel was had a mouthful of marbles and was full of bullshit and excuses and lies at every turn. And that's not me saying that because I believed in him for a long, long time. But then, kind of looking back on the way things turned out, he was really bad. And I just think that we kind of hit a home run here with this gentleman to lead the program. So I couldn't be happier.
Yeah. What else do you have, caller?
Well, I was also going to say, so with knowing with Beamer, I kind of feel like he's going to change that program like no one else has, the way I'm thinking. Because yes, no, we don't know what he's going to do, but he's getting people in. He's doing it the right way. If you've seen like just what he's trying to do and everything, it's going to take him a while, but whenever he gets there, it's going to be good for that program.
Yeah, I agree with you, caller. We'll have to see how that shakes out for Coach Beamer down there. Anything else, caller?
Oh no, I was just going to say I love your show. I've been watching for a while.
Well, thank you.
Appreciate it.
And y'all stay safe. Have a fun summer. But yeah, y'all have a good night.
Appreciate it, buddy.
Thank you.
All right. Well, appreciate the caller calling this evening. And of course, you can call as well at 803-470-2905. You want to talk about what he said there. One of the things that was interesting as far as Beamer's getting guys to come there, and that's right. But a lot of it's going to come down to, the way that Spurrier did it. He built kind of a wall around the state, and he got all the good in-state players. And you start getting some of those guys, and then not only getting them, but developing them. I mean, for the past, 2 seasons, Will Muschamp had the best player from the state of South Carolina in Pickens and Birch. And that didn't really lead to a whole lot of wins, but that's the kind of thing you have to do, in my opinion.
No, it didn't. But thank God both those guys are still young, and they've got time to be developed further, and their careers salvaged. Thank goodness that we got the cancer out of Columbia when we did.
Yeah, but we'll see. And a lot of it comes down to as well. I mean, if you win some games this year, win 6 games.
Should have happened a year earlier, but
yeah,
it is what it is.
Show that you got some spunk down there, that your coordinators can do what they need to do, and there's hope, and you can't buy hope, but there's hope with this Gamecock program. So, and there's talent everywhere too. By the way, there, it's. You can have all.
We added a kid yesterday, a wide receiver who plays 8-man football from the Clarendon Hall School down in Somerton, South Kakalaka. It's a private school. Looking at his film, it's amazing.
Right.
I don't know, playing. I don't know how that stacks up versus playing on an 11-kid field. I just don't.
Randall asked if we were talking about LSU. Yeah, we're going to get into that in a moment. Let's thank our other sponsor, DNC Trucking and Transport. Fireside Chats with Uncle Jackpot. Give us some knowledge there, Uncle Jackpot.
All righty then. Well, it sucks to be a Gamecock. Clemson has more football wins against South Carolina and Columbia than the Gamecocks have total in the series. I did not know that. It's been 2,390 days since my team has beaten Clemson on the football field. It sucks to be a Gamecock. Go Tigers.
That message courtesy of Dennis Wilson, DNC Trucking and Transport. We appreciate Dennis. And as we get closer and closer to the season, Dennis will be calling up in here and spreading the good Dennis mojo. So we appreciate Dennis and what he does for the show. All right. Jackpot, let's get into this thing with Ed Orgeron from 247 Sports. He has been directly implicated in LSU sexual misconduct case as more Darius Geis allegations emerge. So, according to a report published by The Advocate in Baton Rouge, 3 more women have come forward in the Title IX lawsuit against LSU in regards to the university's mishandling of sexual misconduct allegations, adding to the accusations against Geis. We can make sure that one thing we can all agree upon here, Darius Geis is a piece of shit. I mean, regardless if you're an LSU fan and you're a homer, Darius Geis is a piece of shit. We don't have to go into that too much, but wow, what a horrible human being he is.
He's a piece of swamp dung.
Yeah. The updated complaints also add LSU head coach Ed Orgeron as the defendant for failing to report a rape allegation properly. Jackpot, this just screams out he is fucked.
If it screams out, yeah, it kind of almost sounds like some Penn State bullshit, doesn't it?
Well, I the Penn State stuff went on for years. This is one set of incidents, but all of it's horrible. Let's not put one above the one sin's not as bad as the. I mean, you get what I'm saying here, but I just think in the climate that we live in now, not saying that it's a bad thing. It's just that if you do something that is not completely above board, people are going to come out and they're going to shine that light on you. And if Orgeron, it comes out that he didn't report this rape properly, he has to be shown the door at LSU. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, according to the report, so he said that everybody on the football team sleeps with everybody's girlfriend or something like that.
Right.
So how'd that conversation go down?
Yeah, let me put this. Let me put it here. We'll make it a little bit easier. But
everybody else down here, you know that, right?
What?
It
ain't. Shit.
God.
According to the lawsuit, former LSU student Ashlyn Robinson alleges Geis raped her while she was incapacitated at a party and later bragged about the sexual act to the football team. Robertson says her boyfriend, an unnamed LSU football recruit, learned of the sexual assault and approached Orgeron about it. Orgeron responded by telling Robertson, boyfriend, to not be upset because everybody's girlfriend sleeps with other people. That's directly from The Advocate.
Why did they have to put in there, say she was incapacitated during the party, which I'm assuming means she's drunk, right?
Yeah, I think that's.
Then what difference does it make? You still can't do that.
Well, I mean, it's not like they had the old Eminem song where she slipped, tripped, and fell and landed on his dick. That's not what happened. She was basically blitzed out of her mind, and Darius Geis went in there and did things with her he wasn't supposed to do.
No, I mean, you can't do that. Well,
can't do that.
There's no telling, man. He's probably, I don't know. He was probably so-called blitzed out of his mind too, and You
Well, I
know,
mean,
he
kids in
may. I mean,
college
he may not be. The total piece of garbage. I think it may have done some of the same things I did as a late teenager / young man, but now
I highly doubt there's a young lady that will come out and say, "Old Jackpot was banging on me when I was incapacitated." I don't see that fucking happening, Jackpot. I'm sorry.
well, I mean that
I hold you a little
something
bit higher
similar to happened. When I was like 18, 19 years old, and everybody was just way into the weeds with the alcohol, but I didn't get reported for such a thing. But then again, I didn't play on a foot. I don't know. It's weird. I don't know. And I'm not trying to defend him in any way, shape, or form. I don't know. I don't know the whole story.
Well, we and once again we have the accusations from them, and maybe calling Darius Geis a piece of shit was a horrible thing to do, but the reality is that it sure does fucking look like it. Anyway, the big thing here though is that comment. Everybody's girlfriend sleeps with other people. Holy shit, Edo. Jerome Pruitt with the comment of the night, Jackpot. I hope Edo represents himself in court and no one can understand. Holy shit.
Well, I mean, I think that's pretty accurate there.
Call the show now, 803-470-2905. Over and under on when Orgeron will be leaving the program.
Chris Rich with a nice comment down there. All sinks testify against Carolina Jackpot.
That is a callback to when Jackpot first started doing the show, and Jackpot, had to utilize his sink for something. Pretty funny. All right, well, we'll take calls on that. 803-470-2905. 803-470-2905. Is Ed Orgeron going to get fired? Would you bet on that or not? Not that we're trying to, I mean, he's gone from essentially the penthouse to the shit house in the matter of 2 years, basically. Out to the phones we go. Good evening. Welcome into the Rob and Kale Show.
Hello. How you guys doing tonight?
Good, man. Is Ed Orgeron getting fired?
Ooh, I mean, we shall see. We shall see. But in the end, I don't know. He's a good coach, but, I mean, stuff like this happens, and just people want to, all right, you're fired. They just want to do Donald Trump's all over, you're fired.
All right, what do you have for the show, sir?
Like Vince, you're fired.
Oh, I just have for the show. Oh, sorry, my dog was barking in the background. I don't know if I can, if you guys can hear that. Doesn't matter. No, I just have for the show that that this is kind of like an interesting situation right now, and also the same situation with like Arizona State's head coach, right? Like all these like crazy shit that's like happening right now with like these head coaches and like, possibly like losing their jobs. But, I think Ed Orgeron's a different case because, he got LSU a national championship, not that other dude. So we'll see what happens. But, just, all the controversies happen right now. It's just crazy.
Yeah, that's we'll have to see what happens with Coach O and of course Herm Edwards out at Arizona State. That's just two shit shows, man. And the crazy thing is that with Orgeron, he's got a pretty talented team down there at LSU. My favorite Orgeron story is and I think I've talked about this. I don't know if we've talked about it here on this show, but he went on local radio after the season and said he didn't interview his assistant coaches, the new coaches that he hired heading into last season. He goes, no, I just hired them because, people said they were good. So he didn't interview them at all. He might as well have called up Jackpot and said, you know what? Just bring your ass down here. We'll put an LSU hat on you. And you're going to coach the fucking defensive backs because Rob Sanders wrote you a reference and said you were a great defensive backs coach. That's basically what the fuck he did anyway. I mean, that's
I feel-
real.
I feel like Ed Orgeron would be way more like professional of like hiring people than just be like, oh, this guy's good. Okay, cool. Can I see his resume? Yeah, he's good.
He's
You
good.
know,
No,
like,
he's good. Yeah. And then that's why that's why their defense had literally, and I'm not an LSU homer by any stretch. They literally had, as far as talent goes, the best defense or the second best defense probably in the SEC as far as just overall talent. And they ended up looking like a monkey fucking a football. I mean, and that's
Definitely.
just real from the coaches that they had. I mean, the Pirate made them look like dog shit first game of the season.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
So
yeah, definitely.
Yep.
Yeah, no, it's like Ed Orgeron, more like I think, like, long story short, he's a good coach. You know, I don't know, like as a man, whatever you want to call him, but like as a coach and as, like, you know, just being a leader in like a locker room and just getting these kids. We're like, these are just kids going out on that field.
Yeah.
You want a guy like that, you know, because he's been around the bush a few times.
Yeah.
So it's just another.
We've seen the pictures of him in bed with the bush too. Have you seen those? Ooh.
No, I have not.
Ooh, I've got those. If you got follow me on Twitter at Rob Sounds Good. I'll send you pictures of Ed Orgeron in bed with his girlfriend. There you go. Follow me on Twitter and direct message me, and I'll send you.
What's on your damn Twitter? What?
Huh? I've got the pictures. Got the
pictures of what?
Of Ed, like the woman, like his girlfriend, taking selfies. They're laying in bed like this, like 8 days after the national championship. And he's like,
I know that was a picture of his girlfriend in the hot tub, but
no, I've got, I think it's like 6 or 7 pictures.
You got pictures of them two in the bed together at Super 8?
I don't know if it was at the Super 8. He's making good money at LSU.
Was he supposed to be married? Huh?
He got divorced.
I thought Ed Orgeron was married.
No, man, he got divorced. I'm not knocking him for that.
Well,
I'm just
he can go do whatever he wants to do. That's no issue.
It's just funny because when you first see, it's like, huh, okay, all right, Coach O, whatever, man, you do your thing.
It was just kind of like surprising.
He's big and barrel chested, man. I bet you he could do some pounding.
Caller, do you have anything else?
He could bring some pleasure, no doubt.
Hey, caller.
I got a question.
Not being gay or nothing like that.
What's up, buddy?
I just got the question. So, did you figure out those tickets that you got for the ECU game or whatever? Like, what was the situation on that?
So the guy sent them to me. It was vouchers that he got from the Red Cross. He gets every year for 2 tickets to any home game. And it said clearly on the front of the voucher, this year, though, 2 tickets, any home game, brackets, except South Carolina. And like I told the guy I was a South Carolina fan when we first started corresponding. So as soon as I mailed him those things and he saw what they were, he should have sent me my money back right then and said, hey, man, we can't go. You can't go to this game. Here's your money back. I'm going to try to sell them. But he goes and sends them to me anyway. I think that he was hoping that I would see him just say, you know what, fuck it, I'm going to try to sell them myself. And he would just have his hands washed of them. But no, I wouldn't have any of that. I'm like, man, I'm not going to be able to sell these down here to anybody. So he actually took them back. I sent them back to him. Thank God he sent me my money back. I mean, it was $150. If he hadn't sent it back, I mean, it's not like I wouldn't have been able to pay my bills next week. But he was nice. He sent them back and everything like that. But he never once fucking apologized. And then I looked, and he was trying to put them for sale again on the Raleigh, North Carolina Craigslist site the next week. Same guy. And he put on there big, bold, capital letters, tickets to any home game. And I just had to make a YouTube video about it and throw it out there. And I hope someone in the Greenville, North Carolina area sees it and says, hey, you can't go to any fucking game with them. You can't go to the South Carolina game. Like, what are you doing, you fucking clown? I mean, he's just trying to get rid of this shit to get somebody else to sell it for him. And I think it's crap. And I also think that whoever he stuck him with this time, that he was going to leave him with them. That he wasn't going to send them back like he did with me. So, or give the money back. So, there's that. I came out on the good side of that one. Thank God. But I don't know if anybody else would be so good.
Like, resolved.
It's resolved. Yeah.
That's good. So, Carolina Jackpot, does that mean you're not going to go to any away games this year? Or no?
No, I'm still trying to get tickets to that game, but I'm not paying $140 for one ticket. Not to see two mediocre teams slug it out in a shithole. No, sir. I will not pay any more than $100 a seat for that. I'm just not. And then, like with Ticket StubHub and Ticket City and all them, they give you all these convenience fees, which are like $45 a ticket. Nah.
It's
No.
It's not.
If I can't, then it will be. I'll watch it on television. But hopefully, I'll be able to go. I've reserved a room for that Friday night in Greenville, North Carolina, at the Swanky Knights Inn for $67 for me and my son to stay there. So we're like the price of the hotel room is like a third of the price of one of the damn tickets to the football game, which is complete utter horse shit. But yeah, I mean, people are getting out now because coronavirus over, the attendance restrictions have been lifted. People want to go to games, and I can understand that. But I mean, it's just like it's not like the NFC Championship game. Okay, I mean, I think they're just asking a little bit too much for those tickets, and not gonna pay that.
Yeah, definitely against like two teams that are mediocre. One team in non-Power 5 division.
Yeah, they have very mediocre.
Neither
one of them not defense. It's ridiculous.
All right,
so I wouldn't pay that at all. But hey, hopefully one of these days I get to see you at a Gamecock game at Willie B. But I just want to call in and just say Spurs up, baby.
All right, man.
Spurs up, my toes up. Thank you. Troy jeffed up with the comment over there on YouTube. Jackpot, don't call ECU mediocre. I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, they are mediocre. They're lower than mediocre. They're shitty. It doesn't mean that we can't lose to them, but they are still very mediocre.
Jackpot, there's a comment. Jerome's comment is about Ed Orgeron and his girlfriend. Can you read that, sir? Right there on the front of the page here. I got it highlighted. Can you see it?
He said he eats ass. I mean, you could probably take almost anything that man was saying, turn it into whatever.
Dude, you are like Ron Burgundy. I just put it up there, and Jackpot's like, "Fuck it, I'll read it."
I mean, he could maybe be saying, "I ate fried gator tail, sweet tea, and fried okra for supper last night," and somebody could probably take that mush mouth and think that he said, "I flew to San Diego on the red eye, ate at Waffle House, and came home after the Padres lost 8-1 to the Giants."
What the fuck are you talking about?
Well, I'm just saying that's how bad those words could get twisted around because nobody can understand what he says.
All right, well, anyway,
I think I said San Diego because you said Ron Burgundy.
Exactly. You
go fuck yourself. What is it? Go fuck yourself, San Diego.
Yeah, go fuck yourself, San Diego. Anyway, I'm sorry. I thought you would look at that and be like, I'm not reading that shit.
Did you happen to notice the T-shirt I've got on tonight?
All right, here I'll read that since you read the other. Jackpot's T-shirt for the podcast listeners says, "This team makes me drink." But it looks like it's a Jets T-shirt, like you're a Jets fan.
It's a New York Jets T-shirt, but
Jackpot, all of your teams suck asshole, man. I mean, this
is one of my adopted teams. The Carolina Panthers are actually my NFL team. This is one of my adopted.
Well, you know what? You're one of those special people because you'll adopt something even if something's wrong with it. Who in the hell would adopt the Jets? Of course, my wife is standing in the room over there. She teaches special ed, smiling about that. But yeah, I don't know, man. That's just funny.
Well, it was Doug from the King of Queens. It's his team, so that's why I like him. But I can't like the Mets, though. He liked the Mets too, and I just can't.
Yeah. Well, anyway, Jerome's on fire tonight with his comments. We appreciate him. He watches the show every week, so thank you, Jerome. Anyway, final. If you want to take calls about Ed Orgeron, will he be coaching at LSU, or is that boat sailing? Because if he told one player whose girlfriend was raped by someone, hey, girlfriends sleep with everybody, that's not good.
Rob, let's get away from the Marvel Mouth Cajun and talk about NC State a little bit.
Yeah, we can get into that. Now, Jackpot, I don't know if you've been following this, but basically, NC State made the College World Series. They never won a World Series game until this year. They knocked out the number 1 overall seed
Alabama,
made their way to Omaha. They get to Omaha. They win 2 games.
Alabama was not Alabama?
I'm sorry. Arkansas, sir. They both have an A at the beginning. Arkansas was the number 1 seed.
Oh, yeah. In the Super Regional. Okay, got you.
I screwed up on that. Sorry. Arkansas, the number 1 seed. They knocked them out. They were looking like a really strong team. Won their first 2 games there. In the driver's seat, Vanderbilt had to beat them twice to advance to the College World Series final, okay? So they were kind of the Cinderella there after knocking off the number 1 seed, etc. They had COVID problems where the first matchup with Vanderbilt, they had 13 players that were eligible to play.
Right.
And nine fielders and 4 pitchers. They lose that game 3-1 to Vanderbilt. What was it, Thursday or Friday? And then that night, the NCAA tweets out at 2:00 in the morning, due to COVID issues, tomorrow's game with NC State will be a no contest, and eliminating NC State from the College World Series. Look, if they have COVID issues, I can understand that. But the thing that bugs me is that the way I look at it from this perspective. They're putting them in a stadium where nobody's wearing fucking masks in the stadiums. Okay. So, if they really cared about everyone there, they would make the fans that were there, I guess, wear masks. I don't know. But it's just the consistency of it and the way that the NCAA put out the message at 2:00 in the morning. Just shitty.
I agree. I mean, why couldn't they I don't know. If they wanted to be fair, I guess they could have gave them, however long. What's the period of
what would have happened if they won that game against Vanderbilt? What if they won that game against Vanderbilt and they're going into the final? Just saying, then what? What are you doing, NCAA? Are you just going to give the College World Series to Mississippi State? Is that the way it's going to go?
So now who's in the final? Texas and Vanderbilt?
No, Vanderbilt and Mississippi State.
Okay. Both teams again lost to this year.
Mr. Boogie's got a good point there. Let's give him credit for that. These players were also vaccinated.
Oh.
So they done everything that they were told that they were supposed to do. And yeah, just shitty for the way that their season ended. I mean, just an absolute mess. I'll give credit to Alan over there. I thought that some ACC teams would probably be in the final, but it was an all SEC final. Congratulations to you, SEC nut huggers. You guys will have your all SEC final. You can have your circle jerk over there in your regional sport that no one north of the Mason-Dixon line gives a shit about. So congratulations.
Well, Yeah.
Yeah. Those facts hurt feelings.
I wonder if Megan's going to be participating in the ACC circle jerk.
The SEC circle jerk, he leads that thing. He's the pivot man.
Well, here's the thing. I don't see him in here chatting tonight. He commented earlier today, and he messaged me yesterday, said that he was blocked from our last show, that somebody blocked him. And I didn't do it because, I'm sitting here. Well, the last show, I was a little bit in a hairy situation. So, it wasn't me that blocked him. I know you didn't.
Nope.
Because you don't do that. You're not. You can take the abuse. Whether he's right or he's wrong or whatever. I know that Rob doesn't block people. Okay,
no,
I've known Rob for years. He doesn't do that garbage. So if one of the moderators did that, that I gave a wrench to, look, I gave you a wrench because I trusted you, and I expected you to, do a fucking job and do it well. Don't abuse your wrench. Okay, don't you abuse that little blue tool that you have right there beside your mouse or in your hand or your phone. Don't do that. If you blocked him, unblock him for me, because I told him I would look into it on my laptop, and honestly, I forgot about it until just tonight, and I see he's not here. So, he's a good egg. Even though we all talk shit here, that's not our real persona. It doesn't mean that he's evil. So we need to get him back here, because these chats, these live streams are better when we have as many opposing viewpoints as we can possibly have, to go along with as many viewpoints that are agreeable in nature. It makes for a fun show.
Blake wants to know if we blocked him. No, Blake, we've not blocked you. We're not blocking people. That's just the way it works. And I don't know. And if Megan watches this show later, I think he knows me well enough to know that I'm not going to block him. He's comedy when he shows up here, because it's like the clown show at the fair.
If he's smart and he does what he should do, he should still have the phone number to the show, on the speed dial, on his Obama phone, and then he wouldn't have to worry about that, because that will never be blocked, regardless of whether your ability to chat,
right,
or not.
The only time that I'll cut you off on the phone is if you call the Fox Sports show and you drop a curse word. I have to drop you. That's just the way that it works. It's from the FCC. And if you call up,
you can't do that. You can't be like Walt up here in the upstate and let the F-bomb just kind of slide through, and then like 10 minutes later, wait, did she say what I think she said? Yes, she did, Walt.
Oh no. So but and if you call up with a racial slur, I got nothing for you on that. I'm not gonna have any of that shit here. If you're gonna make some kind of racial slur, you can politely go fuck yourself. We're not gonna have that either.
Chris Rich said, "Is the college pick'em challenge coming back?" Chris never went anywhere.
We will have that up on the website. I'm gonna go ahead and get that up and moving this week. And it's up.
Brandon Kuhn says, Jackpot, do you agree with me that the Kansas transfer of Yushalani and Karen Prunty will be a star? Yes, I do. As long as they can get him in there and get him acclimated. We're going to run, like a 4-2-5 defense or something. I'm sure in that 5, they can find room for someone who's a freshman All-American. It doesn't matter. Honestly, he allowed 32% completions last year. This was against quarterbacks like Spencer Rattler, like the kid from Iowa State. The kids from Texas Tech who throwing the ball all over the ballpark, and Baylor. They didn't have good defenses, but they had good offenses.
Randall's got a good question here. He says, how many years will it take for he means a group of 5 team to win a national title with the 12-team playoff. I'll go first here, and then we'll get Jackpot's opinion on it. I think that certain teams have the capability to vault themselves into a position where they can possibly get to a point where they can be competitive. Now, make sure that we understand something here. I'm not saying that a team like Central Florida is going to be able to go toe-to-toe with Alabama in 3 years. But look at it from this perspective. What was it? In the 60s, early 70s, Florida State was a girls' school, an all-girls school. And they finally became co-ed.
The clown college, right? You can go there and major in the circus.
Jackpot's right. I think you can major in circus science at Florida State. Anyway, the point is that it's not going to happen within the next 3 years, but if they go to the 12-team playoff, I would venture to say in the next 10 years, you could theoretically have a team that has a huge campus like Central Florida has, or a team like Boise State. Yeah.
With beautiful campus down in Orlando with a Del Taco right outside the campus gates, might I add.
The next time your ass comes to Columbia, I'm taking you to Del Taco.
Thank you.
Anyway.
I've been putting that, so I've been bringing it up.
Well, that's what. Well, we'll get you some Del Taco next time you come to Columbia.
Even though it is out on Harbison, you're gonna have to drive me out there because
I'll drive your silly ass.
You have to drive me. I have to ride your limo because I'm not. I ain't navigating that.
Anyway, but I think that's when that'll happen, is because other players will get to a point where they're like, you know what, going to Central Florida is pretty good. I'm a guy like Gus Malzahn's down there doing some stuff. You can have some players that come in and make them pretty good. And I'm not saying that they'll be able to compete with the Alabamas and the Clemsons of the world, but you know what? You only got to beat them once. Just saying.
Mr. Boogie over on YouTube says Jack Potter, we land in Oscar Delp. Chances look pretty good. Zach Tilley says the people call this show to drop racial slurs. No, they haven't so far. Pigskin and Pete says, why is Rob 8 shades of red?
Right? Yeah. I got some sun there, Pigskin Pete.
Brandon Rose says we also got a commit today from Anthony Rose. He had decommitted a few months ago. He went to Virginia Tech and Penn State. Not a surprise to me that he came back to Columbia. Both those places are shitholes. So thank you, Mr. Rose, and look forward to you as you make your career towards being a Gamecock. Awesome.
Is being a Gamecock fan now a career choice? What the fuck is that all about?
It is. It's not. It's a career choice. It's a way of life.
It's a job.
Delta 900 says Jackpot with Carolina have been in a 12-team playoff and won a national championship. If we had one back during the 3 11-win seasons, I think they would have probably been in a 12-team playoff. Would they have won a national title? No. We had too many injury issues. They just had too many bugaboos back then. They would end up biting them in the ass. They would not have won a national championship, but I think they could have had a chance to compete for one in that kind of playoff scenario.
I think Clowney's junior year, you would have won it. You would have had your best chance.
2012?
His junior year.
Yeah. 2013?
His sophomore year.
2012.
The year you lost to Tennessee.
That was 2013.
Yeah, that was the year you lost to Tennessee because Spurrier didn't understand shit about timeouts or some shit.
Oh, God.
Not to be mad as shit.
Nah, that team was not. No, the year before that, the team was better before that.
Either way, that was a really good team. You had some great players on that team. Mr. Boogie's right. If Lattimore was healthy, yeah. I mean, you can make that argument too. All right, 803-470-2905. That's the number to call if you want to get in on the show here. 803-470-2905. If you'd like to join us here on the Rob and Kale show this evening.
Robinson said when he destroyed the Michigan running back, yeah. Is Michigan not the most overrated? big pile of horse shit that, I mean, there is. I mean, as far as college football goes, I mean, they have, I talked about them the other day. Yeah, they have the most all-time wins among all Power 5 college football. They're number one. But I mean, now, I mean, they're a big wet fart. They are not good, not impressive, and I don't see a chance for them to move up to the impressive area of the world anytime soon. It's not good.
I think they're screwed as long as Harbaugh is their coach.
Really, God damn, get rid of that guy. Like, what are you holding on to him for? He only makes like $4.5 million a year. I would have thought he made a lot more than that. So,
let's give credit to Pigskin Pete for the super chat. He said Rob looks like the white guy that FSU props up on that horse. Damn you, Pigskin Pete.
White Tonto, as Uncle Lou calls it.
I don't know what is it? I don't know what they call that guy.
It's a white frat guy that they masquerade out and pretend that he's a member of the
Seminole Nation.
Seminole tribe, the Osceola Indian tribe. Osceola is his name, right?
I got nothing on that.
Osceola, excuse me.
Someone says
I think one year they even had a girl playing Chief. So,
yeah. Okay. Someone says anybody notice the betting line for Georgia game is Delta 900 with that comment that.
Oh, well, that automatically means they're going to win then.
FSU's recruiting class is ranked inside the top 10 right now. So there's that.
That's real nice. So was Tennessee's this time last year.
Yeah, well, we'll see how that works. 803-470-2905, 803-470-2905. That's the number to call here. Jackpot, you mentioned teams that are always overrated. It seems like we have 3 or 4 of those teams in the preseason top 25 every year that just don't belong there. So, I mean, Michigan's always one of them, Yep.
They're always there. They always rate Wisconsin really high. Another, not exciting to me team. This year, I don't know. Going into it, they have Notre Dame rated like number 7.
Right.
They've lost a little bit. And they weren't all that damn impressive to me last year down the stretch when they played teams with a pulse. I don't know. They may land inside the top 15 this year, but that's about it. And I don't know. The jury's still out to me on Iowa State. I don't know if they're for real or not either. So there's that. And a lot of people are giving Florida, in my opinion, a little bit too much love. Second in the SEC East. It's just like every year they want to pencil in Georgia number 1, Florida number 2. Georgia number 1, Florida number 2. It's just how they want to pencil in shit in the SEC East. I know the SEC East, it's a weaker part of the SEC, but I think the Gamecocks, I think they're poised this year. Even though we're in first year of Coach Shane Beamer, they're poised to make some kind of a move there, even though it is down like that. But I don't think that either one, I do not think Florida finishes second in the SEC East this year. I honestly,
why don't you just be honest and say that you're on the Mizzou train?
I think
you subscribe to Mizzou.
I think Mizzou finishes second behind Georgia. Mizzou has a quarterback. Florida don't. Florida's got a quarterback who is listed as a sophomore, but it seems like he's been there for 12 years. This guy can run around a little bit. Doesn't have anybody to throw the ball to. They have issues there. They have issues on defense. I'm not a believer in those guys. I'm not a believer in their coach. I think that Mizzou's going to surprise some people, sneak up and finish second in the conference. They're going to give Georgia a hell of a game. this year, and I think Florida falls to third in the conference, if not fourth.
What's Mizzou's quarterback's name?
Connor Bazelak.
Connor Bazelak. Okay, that's right.
Connor Bedazzled Sack.
You called him some other great name. That's it.
Connor Bedazzled Junk.
Connor Bedazzled. I could buy that. You know,
He's got glitter. He's got ice water in his veins and glitter in his balls.
Well, they do have the kicker, the chunky kicker up there, the guy that looks like me out there kicking field goals.
Mevis.
Whatever his name is.
You know what pissed me the fuck off in the Phil Steele magazine? He didn't list what? Damn, I can't even think of his damn name now.
Who does he play for?
Damn, man, what's the Gamecocks kicker? What's his fucking name?
Oh, the Gamecock kicker.
Somebody give me his name.
What the hell's his name? Can we make up a name for him? We'll just go with that.
Parker White. Yeah,
Parker
he's
White.
not listed number 1, 4, 2, 3, or 4. First team All SEC as a place kicker. I mean, he's been there for 5 years, and our punter is not listed in the first 4 either. Kai Kroger. I mean, that kid, he was kicking the damn shit out of the ball last year and kicked more than anybody else in the SEC, honestly. And obviously because our offense sucked. I mean, so
I'll buy the punter, but I'm not sure about the kicker.
he's good. He's good. He had made 13 field goals in a row last year before Will Muschamp's fucking dumbass decided to trot him out there against Vanderbilt on a wet turf to try a 52 fucking yard field goal when we were up 7-0. And he missed it. He had made like 13 field goals in a row. And then that threw him, you know, those kickers, that they got that weird juju. And that threw him into some kind of a funk. And he missed like his next 5. There was no reason to do that.
What jackpot?
It was Vanderbilt.
Hold on, jackpot. How can you be a preseason all kicker or all SEC player when you miss 6 straight field goals? That's not good, jackpot.
It was because of Will Muschamp and the psychological games that were caused by that miss against Vanderbilt, which he didn't even need to attempt that field goal.
Okay. Well, I tell you what, jackpot, in your honor, when I fill out my SEC Media Days bracket, I will put Parker White on the bracket as my second team kicker.
Thank you. I mean, you should. I don't think you'll be disappointed.
We're going to do the all-ACC team, too. Mr. Boogie says he's not a fan, and from long distance, he is trash.
Okay, well, whatever. He's not no BT Potter, but he's pretty good.
Mr. Boogie, sir, is a Garnet and Black member like you, my friend. We have some Gamecock on Gamecock violence here. Come on now.
I mean, he's no Elliott Fry, but he's okay.
He's not only a fry, but he's okay. All right.
Well, said, didn't he win the 2017 game against Louisiana Tech with a winning field goal? Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Yeah. Shit. Anyway.
It's better like Miami. Miami got shut out by Louisiana Tech. They lost 14.
Blake says, do you think Beamer will be the type to yell at his assistants on the sideline? No. I don't see that.
No, I think he'll handle that behind closed doors.
Yeah, I mean he's not gonna be doing that.
Did you ever look into possibly finding the answer to the question we were talking about the other day when
Which one?
We're talking about Shane Beamer going to Columbia with his dad when he interviewed for the job in South Carolina?
I am going to see Teddy Hefner tomorrow. Teddy Hefner would have been in the mix for that, and I will ask him, and then I will have an answer for you on Wednesday's show. Yeah, that's a good question there, Jackpot. I don't know. I mean, hey, I would buy that though. Why not? So there you go with that. 803-470-2905. What else do we have? Do we have anything else we wanted to get into this evening? We'll have a couple more minutes here in case you want to get on the phones. 803-470-2905. And we will be doing I'm going to ACC kickoff, and we'll have a show from up there. Jackpot will not be there. Jackpot will be remotely away from there. I wish Jackpot would go with me. That would be great. Take Jackpot up there and have him asking questions to have him asking questions to the Virginia coach. You know, why didn't you let the Gamecocks score a point when we played in the bowl game? Why is that?
Well, he would probably say because they were just shitty. I tried. It was like Debo laid out.
Yeah. That's funny. Just keep him out of the beer stash. You know, I could take Jackpot up there and he would be fine. I ain't worried about Jackpot. All right, final call for calls, 803-470-2905. We've had a ton of people come and check out the video this evening. Make sure you hit the like button.
Great. I mean, it's more people every day.
Well, if you're a fan of the ACC ilk, like I know there's Dennis Wilson over there. I'll have some of the Miami players and maybe the Miami coach on during ACC kickoff, so we can we'll have that. I think I'm getting Mac Brown on the show too, in addition to Dabo Sweeney. We'll have all of that right here on the.
You're gonna get some Miami players and stuff on here.
Yeah, I'm gonna make sure they've been frisked and they don't have.
Yeah, I was about to say, make sure they drop their ankle bracelets off before they get on the show. Good God.
Jesus.
Lord
Look,
mercy, this thing is going to go to hell in a handbasket.
Let's see here. McD Sports says he met Will Muschamp before, and you should lay off of him, Jackpot. He's a very nice person. Shame on you, Jackpot.
I'm sure he is. I mean, I'm sure he's. I'm sure he's a great guy. I'm sure he is. I'm sure that he's somebody you'd like to sit down and swap stories with, and let's have beers with Will and everything else. I mean, I have no problem with him personally. I said that before. But he's just not a very good in-game coach, and he obviously couldn't manage the roster, couldn't manage the talent, and couldn't manage the coaches. I mean, not everybody's cut out for this. I mean, it's a very select few guys that can succeed at this. Otherwise, we'd have 500,000 college football coaches running around.
Well, you can go to LSU and get a job on the defensive staff without a fucking interview. That happened.
Yeah, I know. I miss my calling.
Eric says there's some Miami fans thinking they're going to beat Alabama in week 1.
Alabama's going to be rebuilding themselves offensively, so it may be closer than some people think, but I don't know.
If Miami beats Alabama in week 1, like I can't. I mean, I'll shave my beard, my eyebrows, my head, all of it right here live on the show.
Well, they're not invincible, and they have to. They have to take a step back at some point. But
hold on, De'Aaron King's not even been cleared yet. They're
going to
have
That's true. And that's true. And that's why I've been, laying in these people who give Miami a 9-3, 10-2, say, the over-under for them's 9.5. And they're like, they're going over on that one. They're going to win 10 games. No, they're not. They're 2 losable games right there off the bat that glare out at you on the schedule. And then they're going to lose at least another 2 to the schedule. They always do. They're very disappointing. They do the bed every year, and I don't see any reason why 2021 should be any different. I think that guy right there, I think he's on the hot seat too. He's not on a glaring hot seat like the elderly gentleman up at Duke is.
Yeah,
but he's on now.
Dennis Wilson, the fake Dennis Wilson, not our sponsor, Dennis Wilson, says, Eric, we're going to stomp a mud hole in Bama.
Yeah.
You guys play baseball?
Sure you are.
fuck out of here with all that.
Sure you are. Y'all are going to beat the fuck out of them, don't you know?
Randall says Saban can coach the game from his house and beat Miami by 4 touchdowns. It's a good point, sir.
Alabama's like made a career out of bending over and like prison raping other teams. Huh?
What's the
What makes you think that you're good? What makes you think you're any different if you're not going to have to bend over and take your timely sodomization there, Dennis? You are. You just are. Even Clemson took it.
A timely sodomization. How the fuck do we get there? Oh my goodness. Yeah, I think that's a good way to end the show.
And Clemson's taking it. South Carolina's taken it a few times. Yeah, you just are. Georgia has. LSU, all of them, all that.
I don't think there's anybody that really can say, you know what, we've got Alabama, especially with Nick Saban there. I mean, you know, the only guy that, I mean, what was it? Gus Malzahn had 3 wins and 8 tries, and that gets you fired at Auburn.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of that had to do with playing late in the year and being a rival. Just to be honest with you, come here, buddy.
Jerome says we can make this hard or make this easy or make it easy. Damn it. All right, well, we come back on Wednesday. Maybe that's what we'll talk about on Wednesday, Jackpot. We'll talk about top 25 teams that probably shouldn't be there. We'll get into that. We should have a College World Series champion by then. All kinds of good stuff. We'll do that as we roll along here, working our way through the summer on the Rob and Kale Show. Kale, do you have anything else, sir?
I don't. A great show tonight. Thanks for all the interaction, the calls, and the camaraderie. Hit that thumbs up button if you like this. Please share the video. If you want to help contribute to our financial success here on the channel, hit us up on the PayPal at KL8670 at AOL.com. We split those proceeds evenly. That way, Google with the super chats doesn't get a chance to steal half of ours or, well, your super chat money.
Right, and I'll be back on the air tomorrow on my Fox Sports show right here on the Carolina Jackpot channel too.
Looking forward to it.
Jackpot, I've got a guest that you may like coming on the show on Tuesday, sir. That appointment listening for Jackpot. Mike Mooneyham from the Post and Courier, the world famous wrestling writer, one of my favorite guys to read his column. He's done a column there for I don't know how long. Wrote one of the real tell-all books about Vince McMahon, Sex, Lies, and Headlocks. Just a great, great guest. He's going to come on. We could talk a little wrestling. We're going to talk a little wrestling on Tuesday. And then who was the other guy I got coming on? From the ACC Digital Network, my buddy Wes Bryant, the former Wake Forest offensive lineman, will join us. We'll talk a little bit about some football stuff.
I remember when old West played offensive guard up there at Wake Forest with Dave
smart
guy. And I remember him clearing some holes out for the old boys up there. I'd love it if you could get Jim Cornette on your show one day.
I've tried to get Jim Cornette on the show. You know who I'm in the works to get is Conrad Thompson. Oh, Rob's got skills. He can book some folks when he has time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Over here on the other side, I want to make sure I read some of these. Blake says SEC, it just means more. Look, I have nothing but respect for Vanderbilt and Mississippi State. Congratulations to them, man. And dead serious about that. I don't argue with champions. One of those two teams is going to be a champion. I thought Arkansas was going to be the team that was going to do it. I don't argue with hardware. Very, very simple with that. If you win the hardware, I'm fucking give you all the credit in the world. All the credit in the world. I think NC State got hosed, but I think everybody thinks that. So it's not a conference thing, you know? And by the way, this isn't over yet. Trust me, the NCAA, they're going to be testing the shit out of everybody down there. One person gets the COVID, they may lock another team down. So there's that. All right. Anyway, good show. We'll talk to you guys. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Jackpot will be back with me on Wednesday.